Good morning. It is the 14th of February. It is a little after 7:30 in the morning. I'm currently on annual leave right now, so why am I up this early? Because I'm mad. Um, yeah, today's going to be a day-long reading vlog, and you'll have seen from the title that I plan on eating like a hobbit today. If you can't eat like a hobbit when you're on holiday, when can you? So yeah, 7 meals today. They're not going to be 7 huge meals. I'm not capable of that. But 7 nicer sized, smaller sized meals. So yeah. In order to do that, you gotta get up early. I had actually planned on getting up at like 7 o'clock, but it just didn't happen. So we're not doing too bad. But to make this a reading vlog, I'm also just dedicating today to reading in one form or another. I do have things I want to be doing around the house that mean I won't be able to pick up a physical book. But when I'm doing that, I'll be listening to my audiobook. And yeah, basically with the exception of when I film a video, because it is Valentine's Day and I do have a video idea that I want to do and get up today. With the exception of when I'm doing that, I want to be consuming a book in some form or another all day, right up until I go to bed. So yeah, we have first breakfast. We have crumpets with chocolate spread and a cup of tea. And I should tell you about the books I'm reading. I won't go into too much detail about them right now because I'll tell you about those later when I'm a little bit more awake. But the book I'm reading physically right now is, we're still doing the blurry thing, but it's Bride by Ali Hazelwood. As you can see, I am partway through it. I'm not starting any book right now, but I might later on, depending on how much I get read. This is Ali Hazelwood's first flurry. This is her first time writing paranormal. Now I'm going to preface this with saying I've read her first 3 novels so far. I've still got Check-in Mate sitting upstairs waiting to be read. But so far, Love Theoretically, Love Hypothesis, and Love on the Brain, I've given all of them 5 stars because I give star ratings based on how much I enjoy it. So I really like Ali Hazelwood. Why has she been wasting her time with STEM romance when she has found her calling? I am having such a good time with this. I'm really enjoying this. But yeah, I will tell you more about it when I'll tell you more about it at second breakfast, guys. My audiobook, I'm also listening to The Rhythmist by Brandon Sanderson. I'm about 3 hours into it, about 25-30% of the way through it. Really enjoying it. As always, whenever I pick up a Brandon Sanderson, why did it take me this long to pick it up? Yeah, I'm really enjoying the characters in there. The magic system, I'm still working my way around. I understand it to an extent, but I don't understand why only certain people can do it. But I'm sure I'll figure that out at some point. But yeah, also very much enjoying that. I was gonna say something else and I don't know what. I don't know. So I'm gonna end this quick intro and have my breakfast, read for a little bit, and I'll probably check in with you guys about 9ish, a little after 9 for second breakfast, and hopefully I'll be a little bit more awake. Hello, welcome to second breakfast. Okay, if you haven't figured this out by now, anyone who knows me in real life especially will know that this Hobbit's tooth, it's a little bit sweeter than your average Hobbits. So second breakfast is going to be sweet again. We've got chocolate chip pancakes. And I know these do not look like traditional pancakes, but I like to cheat. I make my pancake batter, make sure to use self-raising flour, and then instead of standing for however long at the griddle, flipping pancake by pancake, I line a brownie tin and then pour my batter in and then pop them in the oven for 15 minutes. Then you take them out and you cut them up and they work perfectly. How many times? How many times have we all thought, do you know what? I could really use some pancakes, but I can't be bothered faffing about making pancakes. Because whilst they're relatively simple, they're time consuming and you are just stuck standing there. Put them in the oven, guys. Standard mix, sort of like 250 flour, 2 eggs, however much milk. I think it was like 170 milk. I got like 15 pretty decent sized slices out, and obviously I made them chocolate chip. He looks so weird over there. I need to figure out this blurring thing. But yes, anyway, it is 9:30, so in true Hobbit style, I'm eating sort of like every 2 hours today. For the rest of these, I will wrap them up. I'll portion them out, some I'll wrap up and I can eat them over the next couple of days. But they also freeze really well, so I'm going to put a whole bunch in the freezer as well. And yeah, once I finish chatting to you guys, I think I'm having a kitchen day. I'm going to spend the day in the kitchen, apparently. But I want to make some biscuits. I've kind of been getting back into baking lately, which has been really nice. So I'm going to make some tea biscuits again because, oh my god, I made them the other week with caramel tea and they just were so good. Like, why had I not made these in so long? But today I'm going to experiment a little bit because I've got a Jaffa cake flavoured tea, which I think would work really nicely in just a plain vanilla biscuit. Once I've made them, you'll see what I mean, because I'm probably confusing you all with tea biscuits, but they're basically a simple butter biscuit, but with tea in them. They're really good, they're really effective, really easy to make, and like I say, they're great for just stocking up and just having something to nibble on for. They'll last about a week. They also freeze really, really well, so yeah, we're going to do that. So once I've had second breakfast, I'm going to go back and make those. I do want to go for a walk and I do need to go to the shops. I'll probably incorporate those two tasks. I need to figure out what I'm having for my dinner. Lunch, I'm going to make a sweet potato, coconut and chili soup. I've got bread in the bread maker right now. So yeah, I've been an industrious little hobbit so far. Afternoon tea will probably be a combination of pancakes or biscuits again. Although I do like the idea of eating something different every point, so I might make scones. Ooh, yeah, I've got apples. I might do apple and cinnamon scones. I really am spending the day in the kitchen today. We'll see how I feel in the afternoon. But for dinner, I don't know. I feel like I could have more soup, but if I'm going to have a Hobbit day, there really needs to be taters, right? There needs to be taters, you know? I wouldn't be doing this right. So I'm thinking taters need mushrooms of some form. So I think if I chop up some tatties, like almost like cube them, season them with something. Actually, a really nice dish just called a roast potato seasoning. It's really nice. It's got like garlic and stuff in it and thyme. So I might do that. I'll fry some mushrooms. But what do I have with them? So I'm going to see what the shop has. Because I don't think I've got really anything in the freezer that would work. And everything else I've got in sort of like the fridge and the cupboards. I didn't really go. I might even get some veggie sausages. I'm sure the Co-op have like Hall's veggie sausages or something. So that could be a shout. But yes, anyway. Whilst I was making my pancakes and sorting out the bread maker, I continued listening to The Rhythmist. So, for anyone who's not sure, I'm now like 3.5 hours into it, so my vague understanding of my introductory understanding of The Rhythmist is basically set in an alternative version of our world. It's set in an alternative America. They talk about things like Nebraska, someone's from Denver. It's the American Isles. So I'm not sure. I think it's like an alternative future. I don't know. But anyway, there's a lot of similarities between our world. And it's set at it's basically in a high school, kind of high school / college, where we have ordinary students who are studying all the usual arithmetic, etc. But there's also rhythmists who kind of study chalk drawings, but they have the ability to make their chalk drawings come to life. And generally speaking, it's used like to battle and duel each other. It's set against the backdrop of this war against wild chalklings, which are... So rhythmists can like draw chalklings and then they can be sent off. I'm picturing like stickmen and like various things. And they can be sent off to battle someone else. But there's these wild ones that, as far as we can tell, no one is drawing, they're just appearing. So when rhythmists graduate, they head off to Nebraska to fight the wildlings. But that's kind of background right now, though knowing Sanderson like is going to come to the forefront later. But right now, our main character Joel, who is just an ordinary student, he is not a rhythmist. His chalk drawings cannot come to life, but he is obsessed with the rhythmists. He has been studying them. He knows all of the defenses and everything. He basically, by just being obnoxious and annoying, has managed to worm his way into spending the summer studying with one of the rhythmist professors, and together they are trying to figure out what's happening to some students and rhythmists who are disappearing, presumably being kidnapped, potentially being murdered. We don't know. That's as far as we've got. So right now, Joel, his professor, and his professor are trying to figure that out. It's Sanderson, so it is a compelling listen. I've got one criticism right now, and it's nothing to do with the book. It's narrated by Michael Kramer. I don't dislike Michael Kramer as a narrator. I quite enjoy his voice, but, and it's kind of a big but, I feel like Michael Kramer, and this could just be me, but I feel like he has like a really limited number of voices he can do. Because he will use a voice for someone and I'll be like, no, I've heard that voice before. Oh wait, that's the voice, or very similar to the voice you used for whoever in Mistborn. So I feel like we're recycling voices quite a bit. And whilst I appreciate it's different books, so technically I guess you can do that, it's just really off-putting at times. But beyond that, yeah. Wonderful, loving it. Also coming to realise that I've not read a Brandon Sanderson physically. No, I've read one. I read Alcatraz and the Evil Librarians. I read that last summer. It was okay. But everything else Brandon Sanderson that I consume, I listen to. So I'm curious if maybe I did try to read Way of Kings, but I just couldn't get into it. I don't know if that's a terrible thing to admit. I'll go back to it one day. But I don't know, maybe like Elantris I think will probably be the next one I pick up. I might see if my library has it and see if I can read it physically just to see what the difference is. Or I might just accept that I like listening to Brandon Sanderson. Yeah, but anyway. I also read a bit more of Bride. I read a few more chapters. This I'm absolutely loving, but I'm also aware that I've been rambling now for 10 minutes, so I will chat to you more about this at 11's. And yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to have my pancakes. I'm going to have my next cup of tea. Gonna read some more for a few minutes, and then probably put my audiobook back on and make some biscuits. I desperately need to jump in the shower and become human again. And yeah, I'll chat to you in a bit. Okay. It's 11's, and I just need to declare that I am a freaking genius. These are just a basic butter biscuit. 200 grams of sugar, creamed with 200 grams of butter, and an egg. Then add in 4 tea bags worth of your tea of choice. Then combine it with 400 grams of flour, plain flour. Fridge it for half an hour. Bake the dough in your shape of choice. Dead easy, really simple recipe. But I used a chocolate orange black tea. And guys, I cannot begin to tell you how good this is. Like, oh my god. I think I should give up booktube and start baking tube. Because I cannot begin to tell you how good this is. The tea comes across really nicely. It's not overpowering. You get like the orangey with that hint of chocolate. You're not really getting the tea as such, but this tea was never supposed to be like overly like tea flavored. It was supposed to be strong on the chocolate and the orange. I've been trying to figure out how to use this tea because I'm not a massive fan of drinking it. But this. Look, they look really pale and pathetic, but that's okay. They're supposed to. If you colour them, if you bake them to the point where they get too much colour, they go solid and are a bit too difficult to eat, but these are like perfect texture. But yeah, you just need to know. Your girl is a baking genius. Baking genius. The best recipe I stole from the Great British Bake Off to date. You can basically, like I said, you can add any flavour of tea you want. So good. Like, go down a charm so much. Keep them in a Tupperware or whatever, and they will last for probably about a week or so, or more. They freeze really well. The dough freezes really well, so you can make the dough, make half of them. It's made about 3 or 4 dozen that size biscuit. But yeah, so good. But yeah, reading update. Oh, by the way, this is my 11s. I'm going to have 2 of these because I'm still quite full from the pancakes I had for second breakfast. And I want to, you know, have space to eat my lunch. Sorry. Holding this really weirdly. Also, I figured out how to not make it blur. Apparently it was like one button I'd accidentally pressed. But yeah, reading update. I read another chapter of Bride. I read another chapter of Bride. It's getting really good. We are in enemy territory. Things are getting dense. So good. I will give you a proper update about that with lunch because my arm is quite sore holding you up at this angle without like a tripod or anything. And you know, I've just been baking. And yeah, I've been continuing listening to The Rhythmist. So I really only read 1 chapter of Bride, and for the last like 2 hours of mostly, like 2 hours, hour and a half, have mostly been listening to The Rhythmist. Once again, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think I've got like 2 5-star reads on my hand right now. I'm just gonna say it. This is gonna be a good day. Like, so far this has been a good day. This is gonna be the best. I should do this more often. But yeah, I'm gonna go now because I just want to sit and eat these biscuits, and you guys don't need to watch me eat them, but go make yourself some. The tea that I used was this biscuit tea Jaffa cake. The fact that it's biscuit tea kind of lends itself really well to biscuits, but seriously, you could use anything. The last time I made these, I used Twining's caramel tea, which was beautiful. Not overly sweet, just perfect. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go have a couple more biscuits, and then I think I'm gonna go out for a walk and go to the shop. I've run out of milk because this is my 5th cup so far today. When is it? When? How much tea is too much tea? It's not even noon. I think it's only like 11:45. What time is it? It's 20 to 12. So it's slightly late for 11s, but you know, it's fine. I did have a shower though, so you know, feeling kind of human-ish. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to have my biscuits, clean up the rest of the dishes, go for a walk. My bread, which is in the bread maker right there, it will be ready in time for lunch. Lunch is sweet potato coconut soup, which I think I told you guys, and yeah, I'll chat to you guys in a couple of hours. Hey, update. So for the most part, we've done good. We're doing good. I've been for a walk. I've been to the shop. I've made my lunch. I did not make soup as intended because I can't find my stock cubes. I've got vegetable stock cubes somewhere. I cannot find them, and I've no other seasoning appropriate for soup in the house right now. I've got meat-free beef flavoured stock cubes, but can I find the veggie stock cubes? This dot cube I use the most frequently. Can I find it? There should be like a giant box of them somewhere, and I'm at the risk of literally tearing my kitchen apart. I cannot find them. So instead, I was like, no, it's fine. I've got some like veggie sausage rolls. I'll chuck them in the oven. They'll do. While I was doing that, I started uploading the video that I filmed beforehand for my Valentine's Day channel. That's the pink covers for Valentine's Day video that in theory you guys may or may not have watched by now, I don't know. And then the timer went off and I went, yep, I'll go grab that in a minute, finish clicking a few buttons, and then 15 minutes later I went, oh, I now have very overcooked sausage rolls. Maybe it wasn't 15 minutes, maybe it was only 5 or 10 minutes. Either way, they're slightly overcooked. But it'll be fine. We are on lunch, which means we are on meal 4. It's 2 o'clock. It's 2:30 in the afternoon and we're on meal 4. We've got 3 more meals to go after this. Technically afternoon tea should be in half an hour, but I think I might push that off and then push supper off a wee bit. And then push supper off. It'll be fine. I can do this. I can do this. I will say, like, I'm not feeling hungry at all because I've already had 3 meal/snacks. But yeah. So, yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. I didn't really read any more of Bride, but I have listened to another couple hours. I usually listen to like another hour and a half, 2 hours of The Rhythmist, which I am really getting into. There are a few times where I just want to like slap Joel or just like tell him to like just had your horses, calm down, stop jumping to conclusions, stop being an idiot. He's causing me emotions, and not all the best ones. Yeah, I don't want to say too much beyond what I've already told you guys about what the book is, because spoilers. We don't do spoilers on this channel if we can avoid it. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. The interactions between him and Melody, I really hope it just stays as a friendship. I really hope it stays as just a friendship because I think it's beautiful. It's just so wonderful. But yeah, really, really enjoying The Rhythmist. I'm really glad I'm giving it the time of day. So yeah, but I'm gonna eat my sausage rolls now. Suffer through these. They're just not as satisfying. My bread came out really nice though. I will say I have had the heel of the bread because you gotta have the heel of the bread in your bread. And yeah, it came out really nice, really crispy. So like crispy and like really, it's really fluffed up really well. I didn't do anything differently, but it turned out particularly well today. So we'll have that. And it'll be there for tomorrow. I will make soup tomorrow. I don't want to go back to the shop. I wish I double checked before I went to the shop and got everything else I needed, but it's fine. I need to do like my glass recycling and stuff tomorrow, so you gotta go to the supermarket to do that, so I'll pop in and grab stock cubes then. But yeah, for the next couple of hours, since my video is uploading and that's pretty much done, I'm just gonna pop Random Booktube on, have that on in the background, and continue reading Bride. So I've not told you about Bride yet. This is Ellie Hazelwood's first steps into paranormal romance, and so far I'm really hoping she continues writing in the paranormal romance sphere. This is absolutely wonderful. This is a book about we're following our main character, Misery. And yes, she's actually called Misery. But she is basically offered up as a bride to the alpha werewolf. It is an arranged marriage to kind of like solidify a very new fledgling alliance between the werewolves and the vampires. Until very recently, the vampires have had a very fragile alliance with the humans, that the humans have just kind of said, yeah, we don't really need this anymore. And yeah, that's all we really need to know. Misery basically goes into this. She has been sort of like batted around. She's kind of an outcast on the vampires, but her dad is one of the most powerful councilmen, which is why she's the one that was chosen. But she goes into this not necessarily because she wants what's best for the vampires, because they've not exactly been great to her, but because there's something else she wants out of this. The disappearance of her best and essentially only friend in the world is somehow connected to the werewolves. So she goes into this hoping to find information about that. Yeah, misunderstandings abound, but they're misunderstandings in the way that kind of makes sense. You know, vampires and werewolves have been at odds for centuries, so naturally they've got a lot of assumptions about the other, and the two species don't really understand each other. So as a result, you know, actions and things are being misinterpreted. But as we're already sort of like about just over the halfway mark, they're slowly starting to chat and talk, and sort of like we're starting to overcome these misunderstandings by communication. How odd. Fully expecting yet more misunderstandings to happen, because they're already happening. But yeah, this is brilliant. I am really enjoying this. I mean, I already knew I enjoyed Ellie Hazelwood's writing. I've absolutely adored her STEM stuff, her STEM novels, but this is a whole new level. This is like, I think if you're a fan of paranormal romance, you've tried Ellie Hazelwood before and went, nah, she wasn't really for me, pick Bride up, give her another go, because like she has genuinely found her calling in this, I think. So yeah, I want to spend the next couple hours just chilling out, reading this. I was going to make scones, I've decided against it. I've spent enough time in the kitchen today and I've had enough kitchen disappointments. Like, I've had a really good day in the kitchen. I've made pancakes, I've made chocolate orange tea biscuits. I made bread. I have not had a bad kitchen day. I'm just really annoyed about myself. I was really looking forward to the soup, guys. So yeah, I'm not going to bother making scones. I think I've got enough sweet things to be nibbling on. So we'll deal with that. We'll make those later. And yeah, I'll probably just have pancakes or biscuits for my afternoon tea. And I'm just going to spend the rest of the evening chilling. I did get some sausages and some mushrooms for my dinner. And I also got some broccoli. So for dinner, I'm going to roast the tatties and the broccoli, and I'll do them with some form of seasoning. I'm going to pan fry the mushrooms, and I'm undecided if I'm going to do the sausages in the pan or in the oven. Probably the oven, since it'll be on anyway. Yeah, that'll be my tea, so that'll be quite good. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go read, so I'll chat to you guys in a bit. Bye bye. Hey, we made it to dinner time. I didn't give you guys much of an update. Afternoon tea, snack. I literally just popped into the kitchen and grabbed another pancake. I really wasn't feeling that hungry, oddly enough. Excuse me. But we have made it to dinner time. And this is my giant plate. I swear I don't normally have this much for my dinner, but I kind of overestimated how much of anything I would need. I'm used to cooking in batches. Quite honestly, if I cook, but when I cook. I'm starting to cook more. I've been cooking less, so the last few months, but trying to get more into the habit of like cooking my meals. I'm supposed to like just chucking something in the oven. So yeah, I either end up batch cooking or cooking for like multiple people. It's really hard cooking like just enough for one person, so I have so much potatoes left over. But what we have are the Linda McCartney sausages. They were kind of the only vegetarian option that my local co-op had. We're pretty poor showing today, actually. I have the tatties that I have cubed, so looking like nice little, almost tater tot size, I think. I don't really know. and broccoli that I roasted, but before I roasted them, I tossed them in harissa spices, so they should have a wee bit of kick to it. And then I've got some mushrooms, because it wouldn't be a Hobbit day without mushrooms. Shortcut to mushrooms and all that. So I just cooked those in garlic and soy. And yeah, that's my dinner. Oh boy, it's 6:30. I think after I eat this, chances are I will not have my supper, which technically is like a bonus option depending on where you put things. Yeah, I will have that much later, and I'll just have a couple of biscuits. Although I'm thinking I might have a slice of the bread that I made, and I've got really nice honey that my colleague makes, so we'll do that. But I've not listened. I have been there. Try again. But I have been reading. I've not listened any further into The Rhythmist, but I've made a really good chunk on Bride. I've got maybe 100 pages left, give or take. So I think I've read about 200 pages. No, I haven't. I've read about 150 pages or so today, so not too bad, given that, you know, up until lunchtime I'd read maybe like 20 or 30 pages, just a chapter or two. Yeah, I'm very optimistic I'm going to finish this tonight. He's been so good, like top-notch stuff. It's starting to get sort of like relationships tense and spicy, but not overly so. It's still sort of like dragging out. We've still got a couple of misunderstandings, miscommunications that need to be addressed, but they're starting to tease those out, and they're both starting to click that, okay, maybe we, mostly her, and through no fault of her own, and she like genuinely doesn't realize that it's not a case, when I say misunderstanding, it's not a case of that, oh my god, would you just talk to each other, kind of. To an extent it is, but at the same time, it does kind of make sense. She's gone into this with certain understandings, that she's starting to see, like, there's a lot of stuff that's like not quite adding up, where she's like, it doesn't quite make sense, maybe like they're not as close as what they are, but yeah. He's gonna give in to his instincts very soon and just straight up tell her. So it will be fine. And yeah, I'm actually really enjoying sort of like the non-relationship parts of this as well. I'm really liking sort of like the twist on vampires and werewolves that she's gone with. She's not resting on her laurels in such a way that she's writing this sort of like just expecting you to know about vampires and werewolves. She has put her own variation on them, which I really like, huge respect for. Always love a new variation on vampires and werewolves. She's giving them both their own culture, and they've got a history. I could totally see her writing more in this particular setting. Yeah. Let this be book one of a series. I mean, if it's a standalone, I'll be fine because I got it at least, but if that is a book one, I am so happy. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys so far. I will check in at least once more tonight and end this vlog at supper time, I guess. But yeah, it's been a good day so far. You should be a Hobbit more often. Yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna go eat my dinner before it gets cold, and I'll chat to you guys soon. I did it. Once I finish this pancake slab thing, I will have successfully eaten like a hobbit. It has been something like 3 hours since I last ate, and I am still not hungry. Even my dessert stomach is at its limit, which is kind of saying something. But you know what? I would do it again. I'd have a smaller supper. I definitely overestimated how much I could eat at supper time. Dinner time. Tea time. The evening meal. I've always called it supper, even though I know this is technically supper, but you know. Meal semantics. But yes. I also finished Bride. It was so good. Like, seriously. I didn't know, like, I could enjoy it more, and then by the time we got to the ending, I was like, this, hands down, 100%, the best book she's ever written, and quite frankly, if I don't get another book in this universe with the Weres and the vampires, I think Hazelwood and I are gonna have a falling out because she needs to write more in this universe. Needs to. Like, it's not an option. I need more from this universe. Like, forget. I know her next release is not, we're going back into STEM romance, and I'm okay with that because I do enjoy her STEM romance. But I need more from the werewolves and the vampires of this particular universe. Okay, that's all. I need more, especially because she ends it by setting up the next story, and I'm like, hello, I want that. I want that so bad. But yeah, anyway. It is now like 11:15. I'm gonna finish this off, and then I think I'm just gonna hit the bed. I'm gonna go bed because I am tired. It's hard work being a hobbit, guys. It's really hard work being a hobbit. But anyway, if you've made it to the end of this, thank you for sticking around and watching. I've really been enjoying kind of doing these like day-long vlogs instead of like fortnightly or monthly vlogs. Just like a day or two. I've really been enjoying that. My last one I did was the New Year's Day vlog. So yeah, if you guys have any more suggestions of like themes or anything you want to see, let me know and I'll see what I can do. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.